What's up, fellow pack crackers? It is Jay Little here for more 2 for Tuesday. I have 2 packs of Kaldheim ready to open. So we're going to see what we get out of these 2 packs. We're going to go through the commons and uncommons kind of quick. And then we're going to just talk about the rares of the mythics. I should at least get 4 mythics in this pack. In these 2 packs, I should say. One mythic, regular mythic, and the other is going to be a foil mythic. So that's what I'm expecting. We'll see how it goes. Just going to go, remember, if you need to read about the commons or the uncommons, pause to do so. I'll try to get them on camera so you can actually see them fully, have a second or two to pause it if you need to, and also not have this terrible glare that's on them right now. So there's that. Giant Ox. Surprised I didn't do Paul Bunyan. Should be an American folklore set of Magic the Gathering. They should do that with like Paul Bunyan, Babe the Blue Ox, like all the Native American gods and spirits and all that stuff. You could do like a Skinwalker or something, a Wendigo, all them shits, dude. All them shits would be real cool. Skinwalker, that's a fucking changeling if I ever heard one. Ooh, Immershroom Star Card. That's my first uncommon, yep. Second uncommon, Divine Gambit. Gambit's a pretty cool X-Man. Agar, the Freezing Flame. Ooh, Agar. And I got a Snow-Covered Island, a Foretell token, I guess. And a rare Asika's Chariot. 3 and a green for 4/4 legendary artifact vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, create 2/2 green cat creature tokens. Whenever it attacks, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. Very well. Has crew for 4, and this is known in magic circles as the Pussy Wagon, because it's a chariot and it creates cats. So Pussycat. There's that. So with that said, tell me your favorite car you've ever owned. If you had if your first car was like an old beat up classic, but it was your jam, tell me about it. Tell me about the car you own right now. If you saved up all your life to get a sweet sports car, tell me about it right in the comments below. Tell me your favorite car that you own, whether it's an actual pussy wagon or not. You know, it's not for me to judge whether you can get girls or guys with it. But tell me your favorite car you ever had. I've never actually owned a car. I was promised a few by my dad that I never actually got. There was a sweet classic. I want to say it was a Dodge Charger, and I remember I was really, really young. I was like 4 or 5 or 6, like too young to realize, the need of a car necessarily, or even have any plans of getting a car in the future. But I always remembered, like, when my dad would have to go down to the bank and take me along, like when my mom was working and she had my dad go down to the bank. The bank had this little drive-through thing, right? And it was just this little bump, and you stopped up at the top of the bump, and you put your money or your deposits or whatever, your checks or whatever, in the little thing that came out from the bank teller. Then you drove down, and you just went back. My dad would let me drive. This is like when I'm 4, 5, or 6. He would let me drive up that little bump and then down the bump. And it was probably, I want to say maybe 20 feet long, this section of bump. So it wasn't that long. It takes 2 seconds to drive over, even at a slow ass speed. And it was in this Charger that he had. I'm pretty sure it was a Charger, Dodge Charger. I don't remember the year. Remember it was older. It wasn't like a new Charger or anything, but it was I wouldn't say necessarily classic. Whatever is between like newer. This is when I was like 5 years old. I was 5 in 1988. So if you consider what classic was in 1988, and then you figure what new was in 1988, like 88, 87, 86, 85, whatever. It was somewhere in between those. So it wasn't a classic. It wasn't new. It was somewhere in between there. It was a pretty cool car. Made like really cool room sounds. That's why I liked it. But anyway, my dad let me drive up and over the little bank bump. And when I say drive, he just sat me on his lap, let me take control of the wheel. He had control of the gas and the brakes, and he actually just, now that I realize it, like I had my hands at like 10 and 2, like you're supposed to, like a good driver, and my dad had like his hands at like at like 5:30 and 6:30, like underneath, where I couldn't see that he was actually still holding onto the wheel and was actually making sure that the wheel didn't turn too far. So I didn't actually drive it, but at the time I thought I did. That's probably my favorite car. I never actually owned it. He told me I would have it someday, but because of financial issues, I never actually got it. He had to sell it, but it is what it is. Dual Strike. That was a long, ongoing thing that I didn't look at any Magic cards. So remember when this was a show about Magic cards and not about my life? I remember too. It was fun. Nico Defies Destiny. And Bredegard Stronghold. Then I got a rare Yalkmir Protector Shield. A 3 and a white for legendary artifact. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Whenever you or another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless the controller pays 1. And the other side, though, the other side is Raydane, God of the Worthy, 2 and a white for a 2/3 god, legendary creature. Also kind of looks like an angel or a Valkyrie, whatever. Has flying and vigilance. Snow lands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Non-creature spells your opponents cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. Very well. And then Snow-Covered Island and Foretell. That's going to do it for Tuesday for today. Remember to tell me your favorite car that you've ever owned, or if you're kind of in the same spectrum as me, if it was a car that you were supposed to get but never actually did. And tell me also if it was a pussy wagon or not. Tell me that in the comments below. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you keep on watching, I'll keep on cracking. Later, guys.